to mourn all her life, the cheering they was brave. 'Twas a dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard, and they laid Jesse James in his grave. 'Twas a Saturday...
Jethro and me's awfully worried about Granny.
What's she doing?
Nothing. Just sitting in the kitchen, rocking and staring at the wall.
She won't talk to nobody nor say hi to her.
Yeah, I noticed Granny kind of drooping this morning. I reckon she misses Pearl.
But them two was always scrapping.
I reckon that's what she misses. You know, Granny's a lot like that band of yours, Ellie. She loves to scrap.
That's the truth. Used to pleasure her considerable to throw Aunt Pearl out of her kitchen.
Yeah, Granny don't want no one cooking in there except her.
Jethro, I think you just come up with an idea.
I did? What was it?
Ellie will go out there and act like she's going to fix up a mess of victuals. That'll get Granny's hackles up.
You take care of her for me, Jethro.
Now, Ellie Mae, I know it's against your nature, and I know how much you love your Granny. But for her own sake, I want you to try to be real spiteful. Try to get her riled up.
Do it, Paul.
Hey, Uncle Jed, can I go too? After all, it was my idea. Wasn't it?
Yeah, Jethro. And take that bandy along with you. Ain't nothing riles Granny more than chickens in the kitchen.
Wait, I'm gonna cook up a mess of victuals. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get out every pot and pan in this here kitchen, and I'm gonna whomp up the doggonedest meal anybody ever tasted.
Hi, Ellie. What you fixing on doing?
I'm gonna cook up some victuals.
Granny don't allow nobody to cook victuals in her kitchen.
I don't care what Granny don't allow. I'm gonna cook up some victuals anyhow.
I'll help you.
Here now, what are you young'uns up to?
Oh, we's gonna cook us some victuals.
Why, you know Granny don't allow that in her kitchen.
We don't care what Granny don't allow.
We's gonna cook us some victuals anyhow.
Jethro, is that a chicken you're holding?
Yes, sir.
Well, you better get shed of it right away. No, I mean outside. Ain't nothing riles Granny more than chickens in her kitchen. This is worse than I thought.
Don't nothing rile her up.
We gotta try harder. Ellie Mae, what you figuring on cooking?
Grits.
Grits? Why, your Granny just cooked a mess of grits last night.
I know, Paul, but them was the worst mess of grits anybody ever cooked.
Well, heck, I ate 4 great big heaping
Ellie Mae Clampett, what a spiteful, riling thing to say about your Granny's cooking.
Child is right, kid. I can't do nothing no more. I ain't worth the powder to blow me up with.
Granny, I didn't mean it. Paul made me say it. It was the best grits ever.
They sure was, Granny. Like I was gonna tell you. I ate 4 great big bowls. But Uncle Jed, he wouldn't let me tell you. And he made me throw that chicken on you, too.
I don't blame Jed for wanting to get rid of me. I'm just a useless old woman. I ain't good for nothing or nobody. My time has come.
Now, Granny, hold on there.
No, Jed. Just do me one favor. Send me back home. I don't want to die in this foreign country.
Now, hush that kind of talk.
Paul, you ain't gonna let Granny...
Don't try to shield me from him, young'uns. Just make it quick and merciful, Jed. Poleaxe me.
Well, I sure made a mess of that. Come on, maybe we can think of something if we go outside and put our 2 chicken brains together.
Oh, come on, Uncle Jed.
You wait here, I'll go and see Mr. Drysdale.
I asked Miss Jane to come to supper, too. Mr. Drysdale, look who's here.
I don't want to be no bother.
Well, it's always a pleasure to see you, Mr. Clampett. Sit down, sit down.
Thank you.
Well, now, what can I do for you?
Well, I got a little problem.
Your problems are my problems. What's troubling my favorite depositor?
Well, who?
You, Mr. Clampett, you.
Oh, well, you see, it's Granny. That poor little old woman is feeling lower than a fat frog in a dry well.
Well, now, we must do something to cheer her up.
Indeed, we must.
You see, back home, we just have a bunch of neighbors in and have us a do. Ain't nothing pleasures Granny more than doing for folks.
Doing?
Yeah, you know, womping up a big feed, tapping a keg of her cider, seeing everybody has plenty to eat and drink and has a good time.
Can't Granny do that here?
Well, you folks is about the only ones we know.
We'll be happy to come, just say when.
I reckon the sooner the better.
How about tonight?
I'll be right neighborly. Miss Drysdale in town?
Yes, she is, and she'll be delighted to come. Delighted.
I would rather face a firing squad.
Honey bun, please.
I cannot picture myself with my fine old Boston background sitting down to dine with those prehistoric hillbillies.
Don't.
Milburn, I have told you repeatedly I will not mingle socially with the Clampetts.
And I have told you repeatedly that their money is the pillar of this bank.
Money isn't everything.
Only if you have plenty, which you will not unless you go to Granny's dinner because I will cut off your allowance.
You wouldn't.
Try me.
You brute. Associating with Jed Clampett has made you the same kind of a man that he is.
Oh, no, Margaret. If I were the kind of man Jed Clampett is, I wouldn't waste time talking. Oh, no. I would put you across my knee and paddle your fine old Boston background.
Chief, Mrs. Drysdale, this is indeed a red-letter day. Guess who has just landed on the roof?
Well, it's a little early for Santa Claus.
No, indeed. It's our distinguished chairman of the board, Mr. Martin Van Ransehorn.
What? Well, I thought he was on the World Cruise.
No, he's anchored his yacht off Balboa and helicoptered in to see you.
Mr. Van Ransehorn.
Marty Milburn, call me Marty.
You know Mrs. Drysdale.
Oh, yes, of course. Congratulations.
Congratulations for what?
Well, I think you should be the first to know I'm elevating your husband to the board of directors.
Board of directors?
Nice, Simon.
Yes, well, he deserves it. Any man that can land the Clampett account is my kind of banker. And I want the two of you to celebrate with me having dinner on my yacht.
Well, thank you. We'd be delighted.
I have a new French chef that's a genius. Every meal is an adventure.
Sounds marvelous.
But, darling, have you forgotten that we're dining with the Clampetts this evening?
Oh, well, don't worry about that. I'll call it off.
Oh, no, we won't. There's one man I want to meet, J.D. Clampett. Business genius, financial wizard, shrewd, calculating, incisive.
Mr. Clampett?
Who told you Mr. Clampett was that kind of a man?
You did.
I did?
Yes, right after you landed the account.
Oh, then, yes.
Well, he's still the same kind of man, isn't he?
Of course, certainly. He's
Crude.
What was that?
shrewd. Thank you, Margaret. That's just the word I was looking for. Come on, dear. I'm sure you want to rush out and buy yourself a new wardrobe to celebrate your husband's promotion. I'm doubling your allowance.
Milburn, now you see what trouble mingling with the lower classes can bring. What do you intend to do?
Just what any decent, sensible man would do who has lied his way into trouble. I'm going to lie my way out. Oh, Mr. Van Ranshoff.
Marty.
Oh, yes, Marty. Well, the Clampetts won't be able to have dinner with us on your yacht.
Well, why not?
Well, it was foolish of me to forget this, but they're rather susceptible to seasickness, sort of a family characteristic.
Well, that's ridiculous. They won't get seasick on my yacht. Compared to mine, the Vanderbilts have a rowboat. The whole dining saloon is as solid as this building.
Just being near the ocean upsets them.
Yeah, what a shame. I was going to fly the entire Lido Dupree show down from Las Vegas. Entire company, a little entertainment during dinner. What's a meal without some atmosphere, huh?
Just one of those things.
Now, I'll tell you what you do. Jane, charter me a jet, see? We'll fly everywhere to Hawaii, have a little luau, everywhere, moo-moos or mawa. The hula, you do the hula? It'll be a ball.
I'm sorry, they're also subject to air sickness.
You just can't have an ordinary dinner for a sophisticated man of the world like J.D. Clampett.
Sophisticated man of the world?
That's what Milburn says. Bon vivant, international financier. Those were your exact words.
They were? Oh, they were, yeah.
I tell you what, I haven't done this in years. Jane, get charter a train, see, and I'll get the galley crew and the chef. We'll have an orchestra in the club car. Dinner on the train and dessert in San Francisco. Should be $1 million less. Last time I did this was between Paris and San Moritz. Had everybody dressed as Swiss Yoder. St. Bernard dogs running with kegs of brandy into the neck. Wow, wow, wow. I tell you, the Duke and Duchess, it really was embarrassing. What's the matter?
They get train sick, too.
Well, how do these people travel? In space capsules? Well, just don't stand there. Come up with an idea.
I'm racking my brain, believe me.
Granny, look-a here. I learned Earl a new trick. He's a dead rooster. Dog.
Just put us both in a pine box and send us home for burying.
He ain't really dead. He's just playing. Look at this. See? He's alive.
More than I can say for me.
Ellie Mae, you just stop playing with that chicken. You got lots to do.
What, Pa?
Oh, cooking for company, that's what. We're having a big doings.
Well, who's all coming?
Well, Miss Hathaway, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Drysdale, I don't know who all.
Well, what'll I cook?
Well, the fanciest spread ever. Jethro's out right now getting some fresh victuals. I reckon you start heating the water for the owl soup, and I'll go down the cellar and fetch up some salted possum.
Hold on, everybody. We's having a do, I'm gonna do the doing. Now, let me get this chicken out of here. Nothing riles me like chickens in my kitchen. And the rest of you scat, too. Ellie Mae, you set the table in the fancy eating room. Jed, you go cut me some fresh greens. Oh, we're gonna have a doings for the folks next door. I'll bake 'em up a possum and plenty victuals more. We'll have a keg of cider and a little Mountain Dew, and we'll all have ourselves a hullabaloo.